Continue.
Okay, thank you. Okay, today let's talk about this general procedure for any tracking tool. Okay, this is ClickUp. Maybe when you go to some other project, there they may be using Zira, and some use some bug tracking tool. So likewise, every organization follows different kind of tools, and some projects they don't even follow any tools. They just 1 second. Let me. Sorry, I need to charge my. Okay. Okay. So in any organization, they follow irrespective of dependency on a specified tool. Now you learn ClickUp. You can't expect that this should be the case in the other projects as well. So it varies from project to project. In some projects they don't even use any tool. They just assign you task, this task to be completed, and you are the tool for your own test cases. That's why I was telling you how to track your own test cases, how to track your own modules, how to map modules to test cases, and how to map each test case with other test case. So these all things you people are clear, right? Like how we are mapping each as a hierarchy. So that is the basic thing. If it is Guru 99 project, if it is real-time project, any project can be what to say managed by you now. That motto you understood, right? Why I was telling that things irrespective of Guru 99 project. Am I audible?
Yes, Anusha.
So now you understood the importance why we were giving in general view of other templates.
Yes.
So it's not a tool. It's not a see, in the end, if it is automation or manual, whatever it is, a project motto is to certify its functionality by a tester. Whether they are doing as an automation, whether they are doing as in manual, it doesn't matter for them. It's just that within the timeline, they wanted their test results to be certified by a QA. That's what in the end of our motto is. Now, to achieve that, we can choose our automation. If project is demanding us to do automation, if we have that skills, based on that they will hire us, right? Based on their need only, they will hire us. So if they wanted that their functional to be automated, they will hire you as an automation tester. If they wanted their functional to be just tested and then deployed, they will hire you as a manual tester. But most of the projects took mostly they tend towards the person who have both skills. Overall, if it is automation or functionality, any project needs to understand its functionality. So the project functionality, application understanding, and the way you are planning your test cases, the way you are executing them, the way you are tracking them by your own without depending on any of the tools is matters in the end of the day. If they persist you to like okay, so on so tool needs to be used, then you have to use that tool and then work on it. Likewise it is. So it's not like only a Guru 99 project, only a ClickUp. It is like now you have to be ready for like whichever tool you have in your hand, you will just explore the tool, and based on you will follow this hierarchy only, like that. So now I will take you for any tracking tool in a generic manner. It's not ClickUp, it's not Zira, anything, but it's like a hierarchy which needs to be followed for any tool coming to in your hand. You can't say like if project asking you to, okay, ClickUp, don't have subscription now, it's stopped, so we are switching to Zira. So you should be in a ready position to adopt Zira and then pitch into that tracking tool. So that's what is motto for today class. So let's see what is the hierarchy for any tracking tool. So why we are using tracking tool? First of all, this we have already discussed. Any one of you can come forward if you have any remember of that. Why we are using a tool to track?
to know about the errors, what we did, and uh, and what are the
Okay, now
functionalities
tell
what
me
we
that.
did.
Okay, now tell me the difference. You have your sheet in your local China. Yesterday night you have updated something on that.
Okay, ma'am.
So now what you do? I mean, next day I was asking Mohita. So it's not like since this is a Guru 99 project we are all doing, you people are doing individually. When it comes to project, Guru 99 is I mean our project application. I'm talking about application. Okay, I don't know. Like I'm just a Scrum or someone who is just taking the updates. You are the team. Chinna, Mohita, and Varsha are the team of that at QA. So I just came and asking, okay, what happened with new customer functionality yesterday? And you are the person who worked yesterday. I'm asking Mohita about that. How Mohita will understand? How Mohita can answer that question to a project manager?
By seeing the test cases, what I did, what I uploaded before, she can
So
understand by
there
that.
should be a common platform where Mohita also can understand what is going on with testing side. Varsha also can understand. Chinna also can understand. In irrespective of anyone of their absence.
For the
Correct?
communication, yes.
So for
Yeah.
that reason, normally either a SharePoint they use if they're using a Excel format or any tool they adopt. If they are having funds, based on that, they will adopt the tool. Some people they don't even bother about the tools also. They just ask you the updates, what happened to new customer, and they wanted every week's what to say uh, every week's status, and they wanted an update in a specific format that okay, so and so things are going on. It should be a pictorial representation for them that okay, by seeing that pictorial representation, they can understand okay, as a project manager what they see is okay, under new customer what are the functionalities, under functionalities what are test cases. These don't think these are all the things, they don't even bother about it. They just see in a high level like okay, new customer is what happened with new customer. Okay, new customer is done. Okay, then fine. What happened with manager role entries? Okay, manager role is working fine now. So in that high level way only they will look, outside manner only they will look. They will not look inside what is going on and all. So for that, that is why we came into picture as a testers. We take care of that tracking by our own. If we are maintaining a team, every team should be able to understand that format, and every team should follow same format when we are writing test cases. Now that China is following some other method, Mohita is following some other method, and Varsha is following some other method. But when it comes to the real project, all will be in a same line, and all will follow a specific format, and then represent the same in the common Excel or common tool. Now that we have a functional test ClickUp tool we are using here, okay. So now let's talk about ClickUp. For example, in ClickUp, I think we do not have a names called test case or functionality card like that. They are only tracking as a tasks. Here, this tool is talking about only tasks. So let's make this task into our favor. Like, okay, now what usually we do? First, we will do test plan. In test plan, what will be there? Different features will be there. First thing is application, right? Application overall information, which is called our requirement document. This is our initial top step of our hierarchy, requirement doc. In requirement doc, application is our banking application. So under banking application, there are some features.
Ma'am, ex sorry to disturb you. You're showing another page or otherwise click up page. We can't see any another page.
Good. Thanks. Let me open a notepad.
Okay, ma'am.
So in general format, I'm saying it's like irrespective of bank project, any project. So any project you get inside, you should be able to understand how you can plan your tracking. So this is what our motto today. So first thing is what we have first, our requirement doc we have to start with, right? In general, in real cases, we don't need to bother about this requirement creating stories and all. In general, it will be created by the business people who have complete knowledge on this business. Okay. So they will create functionality stories for us, and only thing is they will assign a QA story for us. From there, we will pitch in. There we will deal with our test cases, everything. Is my voice is visible, audible for you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So now we have bank. For example, now Mohini or China are the persons who needs to create a tracking tool, who needs to insert their application into a tracking tool, in which format they can enter. That's what we will see now. So this is a banking application. We have a requirement document. We went through the requirement document. There we have two roles. So firstly, I will create a functionality card which says manager role. And another functionality card is, another role is what new customer role is it? Customer role. Okay. So these two are the roles we are talking about in the requirement document, right? Only these two roles we have, manager role and customer role. That's it, right? That's a
Yes.
first point in the requirement document. We will have two roles, right? So two functionality cards will be created. In that each functionality card, let's say in the ClickUp, you can say as a task. In Zira, you can say as an feature or a story card. Okay. It depends, like hierarchy is this, but the namings will be different when you are using the tool in the based on the tool, we can adapt into as a tool. Now in ClickUp, I will create this functionality card as in one main task, like how we have this functionality story card here in the ClickUp. Login functionality, we have a task, right? That we mention this as an functionality card, one functionality card, and this is functionality 2 card. So I need to first make this as an unique. So let's say for banking application, B underscore functionality card. So functionality underscore manager. This I will make it as unique now. So we have two functionality cards. So I will make this as an unique and easily understandable. So now what I can say, I have two functionalities. So functionality 1 is manager role and functionality 2 is customer role. So accordingly, I'll create two tasks and give number as like this, identification number. You guys are with me so far? Any confusion here?
No, ma'am. All good.
So now done. Functionality hierarchy is done. The next step which we are going to do is under manager. Now under manager 1.1 we can mention as, we have certain around 15 kind of different functionalities, right? Features. So each feature again name it as, we will again separate a subtask under functionality card manager role task. Under that task, we will create a subtask saying 15 subtasks will be there in the main tasks. So those 15 tasks will be numbered as point or underscore 001. So now you understand the hierarchy. Under banking project, under functionality 1, manager role, first functionality. Under first functionality, we are creating a first task. Likewise, we have how many? 15, right? Under manager. So under this manager role task, we will have 15 tasks attached. Now, the second step, 1.2, which is under features, We are creating test scenarios first. So test scenarios are like, let's say in our requirement document, they have came up with some technical expectations and functionality expectations, right? So for new customer, let's say, I'm just giving an example. I'm not following what you have in Guru 910 test cases. I'm just giving an outside example. So under new, what to say, let's say test scenario is to verify manager role, new customer, what we have in that, new customer authentications something. For new customer, certain privileges he have, right? New customer privileges. So this is our scenario. Let's say, as I already told you, under each scenario we can write multiple test cases. So in this scenario, what I wrote, I was verifying the type of the input which I'm giving for new customer. Type of input validation is my first test case. And functionality of the test case, what new customer should be do and all in a box they have mentioned, right? How the role should be. For manager, if it is a new customer, certain privileges he's given, that functionality we are trying to verify here. So functionality of that manager role, like whether manager is able to add new customer or not, or whatever they mentioned there. So this is my second test case. So under this scenario, I am writing two test cases. So for that, what is the hierarchy again? Now we are at 1.2. So I will take this identification number here. Now, under which task, subtask, we need to create a task now. Under whatever the task we have created for VFM001001, under that task, we need to create another task saying test case, test scenario, for test scenario. Now under test scenario only, see again the other scenario, if you, all the scenarios you will attach under 001, this one. Better I will mention as F1, feature 1, and functionality, right? Functionality, feature, test scenario 1. In general, normally you can give as a 001, something like that, just to make you understand by seeing the identification number. I'm just giving the naming convention like this. So under the functional, I have created a feature. Under the feature, there are many scenarios. Oh, not only the new customer, right? We have delete and some other things also there. So all will be comes under TS1, TS2, TS3 like that. Understood? TS1 to TSN, how many ever we are writing. So those many subtasks will be attached there under the feature. Again, first we will go to the TS1 and there we will write all our test cases by giving name as test case 1 under TS1. And test case 1, how many ever we are writing under that subtask, test case 2, test case 3, test case 4, test case 5, and test case N. So likewise, we come. Now, when it comes to defects, in general, the defect should be attached to appropriate test case and then the appropriate main functionality. Now you have some issue with new customer. Now what you have to do is, under the scenario, whatever your test case you are writing, there will be an option for us for any tool to add our defect ID or link our defect ID to the appropriate card. So now I got a defect for a new customer. The manager was not able to add a new customer. So that was a defect you have raised and you have linked the defect to that particular test case. Test case 1 have a defect. So you have attached to test case 1. So now what you need to do is, while linking this test case defect to test case 1, you will also link to the dependent or hierarchical functions. So you will link that to TS1, feature 1, function 1, which that means so on so function, so on so feature, so on so test scenario under which one test case failed. Like that, you can give an identification to the people. Now you have raised defect. Okay, you understood that new customer, but how? For example, this is the test case name you have written in your defect. This is what the test case failed. So now as a manager, if I see the description of this defect, I will not be able to understand. But when you say that, okay, manager role and manager role, new customer is there, that is broke, that have some defect, like that I can understand if I'm a manager. So that's the reason managers always go in a high level. So in this tool, something which we are using to communicate among all our team members, including all the stakeholders. When I mention stakeholders, means all the people who all are involved in that project. So manager only see out level. So he directly go to the functionality. Is there any blockers today? Okay, in that functionality, some defect is mentioned. Okay, this functionality is affected with some defect. Likewise, only I will check. So for that reason, we always have to keep track, and we always have to be in a clear cut thing that, okay, what we are doing and what is affecting. Even if tomorrow, if Mohita comes, this is a Varsha's test case and she failed this test case. Tomorrow Varsha was absent, and when like Varsha not, Mohita have another functionality card under functionality 1. She was testing another feature. So she went to function 1 today, whenever she logged in to the system and see, okay, some defect is there, whether that defect is affecting my feature or also not. Sometimes, as we say, like in the beginning, we seen, right? The login page had some defect, due to which if we are not able to log in, irrespective of the feature, we will not be able to get inside any of the features, right? Correct, Chinna? If you have login page itself a defect, will you be able to get inside any of the features inside? All the features we can access only when we
Yes.
log in,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When login itself a failure, it's a blocker that day. We can't even able to get inside any of the features. So yeah, this is one thing I just wanted to make you clarity that we have to follow a hierarchy when we are creating any tool. Based on that, we will just write. Now that we are using, so now test cases you have created, and any defect comes up, you will tag to all the related hierarchical stories. That way you can navigate to the functionality to where we are attaching. This everyone understood, or any doubts here?
No, ma'am. That's great.
Barsha, Vikas, anyone?
Got it.
Okay, any confusion or why we are bringing this topic? Why is this and all? No, right? We are all clear?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Yes,
So
Anusha.
yes. So now I will give Zira tool to Varsha. I will give ClickUp tool to Mohini. Now, Mohini, tell me how you will. Let's talk about Zira, because it is not our tool. So let's take that as example. Now, let's see. Let us who have here for us today. Okay, Varsha, are you there with us?
Yes, yes, Anusha.
Okay, now we are not using ClickUp tool, let's say. So now I have given you Zira tool. How you will create your stories, how you will create your test cases. It's a plain project. I gave you a tool asking, okay, this is the functionality card. Like how Satya gave you people a empty functionality card here. Likewise, I gave in the Zira, not in a ClickUp. So what you do?
Okay. In zero also we can create test cases according to the project given.
Yes, any tool which we are using for tracking purpose, it will have ability. Maybe terminology will be different. They here in ClickUp they are using task, subtask like that. In Jira they use like functionality card, test case. Type will be there for any card. Here the type task, subtask, and they the type will be test case, functionality card, like that. Based on the project requirement, they will create a template for their project, how they wanted their hierarchy wanted to be. If they wanted direct story cards, they will only mention type as a story, type as test case, type as defect. That's it. Only three types will be there. If they wanted a functionalities features also, they will again include two more features, two more types like type functionality, type feature, type defect, type test case. When I say type here, for example, in the ClickUp is type task, type subtask, like that. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Now tell me, in Jira you're trying to do, in Jira we have options like, let's say I will make you simple to understand. So I have in types like functionality, feature, story, test case, bug, some mention and some mention as a defect. It depends on their project, how they come up with the plan. That's it.
Okay.
So now these are the types you have, irrespective of the leave about any tool, whatever it is. These are the types you have. So you need to enter your test cases into a tool. How you will enter? Let's say take
First,
banking project. From the
yeah.
requirement document, you need to talk about now. And everyone will have their round of conveying the answer. So be prepared, everyone.
So first we'll go according to hierarchy. So it's story, functionality, feature, test case, then bug.
Okay.
Yeah. According to that, we have to mention first functionality, F slash, sorry, first is story, S slash F slash feature, one test case, and then we will get the bug or defect.
Okay. Give me some example about any test case. Do you have any test case handy on your local?
Yeah.
Hmm. Which test case you're talking about now?
One moment, I'm just opening it.
You can share your screen. I will ping this first text to your chat window. You take that reference, share your screen, and then open Notepad and explain.
Okay.
Where is this chat window? Chat window. Where is it? Okay, got it.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
So I'll take this test case, test scenario reference.
Hmm. So verify if account number can have character. Sure. Okay, fine. Now traverse back. This test case to which scenario and to which functionality and to which requirement, like that. You need to traverse back.
So this is the test case scenario. Verify if account number can have characters, and this is in the test case to test the mini statement functionality by manager in banking. It is the technical requirement 94 in our requirement list.
Good.
Yeah. Now what I have to write, Anusha?
So under which functionality card you will enter this, you need to add this test case to somewhere, right? Where you will add, which hierarchy you follow, under which functionality card, under which story card you will go, under which feature.
Okay. First functionality is manager.
So you will first navigate to that user story, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Manager mini statement.
It's a feature,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Then
Feature. Then test case, that is to verify.
directly you cannot write a test case. You should always have a story for test cases writing. Here we are in ClickUp, we are talking as a subtask, right? Under task. In normal tools, there will be mentioned as a story, test case story.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
In that story, they will be writing some acceptance criteria for mini statement, what they're expecting from that story.
Okay.
They're
So
expecting all these, like whatever you have written the test cases here
yeah.
for 001. Why you're giving 001, okay, T95001, T94001. It
So
should be
T94 is the technical requirement 94.
okay, okay. So for different requirement, got it. Only
Yeah.
one test case you have written for the technical requirement. Okay.
Yeah, only one for one. So this is to verify account number can have characters. So
You can also write
only
another
have
test
one.
case for this, okay? Just
Okay.
people, are you guys with me? Everyone listen here. See, now she has written one test case like verify if account number can have characters. This is positive test case. Remember, we also talked about negative test cases. So test case one, she written positive test case. Now I can also add one more test case here, test case 2002, which says give some what like negative testing. Here you are entering. Hello.
Anu, 1 minute.
Okay, we have to rejoin. Is it?
Yes.
Okay then.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I could.
Okay.
I've asked you to track all the test cases in a common sheet, right? Where is that sheet for you?
So I only made these and
But I've also told to track all these test cases into a common sheet.
okay, I have to put all this in another Excel, is it?
Not all these, just the names. I've told you a
Okay.
format, right? Like ID,
Yeah,
name,
yeah.
status, like that.
Yeah. Only
Like
for
this.
defects, I have mentioned these three. These
You
are the
also need to follow common sheet for all the test cases. Now I wanted to see what is happening with test case 2. I can't verify check where is the test case 2 went inside and what status you gave for all the steps, right?
yeah.
I will
Yeah.
just see in a format. See, like here status you mentioned in the defect. Based on the status, okay, this defect is closed or it is in retest or it is in development. I should understand. You I mentioned as failed, but is it is still rectified or is it in progress of rectifying? This status should work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Understand.
Okay. And guys, don't worry about the format of the test case you're writing. Okay. In the end, our overall goal is to have all these details in our template. Whichever template you use, it's up to you. whether you wanted to make it as effective template, whether you just wanted to have some entries, like how we are, see now in the defect tracking sheet, we are using simplest format, very simple format. Okay, but in actual, if you look at the tool, there will be so many fields. If you download any of that test case, you will see so many fields in that, like who reported that, who assigned to, which card is associated, which status is in, what is the description, many fields will be there. Okay, it doesn't mean that whichever like, but the minimum fields we should be able to see on the screen. What are the minimum things we are expecting to see? If I'm a manager, I'll see the status and I'll see who assigned to that and what is the defect. So I need the name and to which functionality it is linked and who is assigned and what is the status. And as a tester, what I'll see, what dev team updated the root cause, what fix they gave, that comment I will want it to see. So all these mix up all the main important things only we are representing here. But when you come to real project, you will by default understand what are the major things. Some again severity for every test case during the planning stage itself. I told you, remember, based on the functionality, based on the importance, based on the dependency, first login functionality should be verified, right? Then only we should go to features. Based on that dependency, we will plan initially which functionality should be tested first, which functionality should be tested next. So for that, we can't just say in a words. We should keep that in a note, that we will create another column in our test tracking sheet saying dependency, and we will give that ID, which functionality this functionality is dependent on. Like after which functionality we need to execute this test case. Even Mahesh shown you one test case, right? While executing the test ng dependency, there is a word called dependency. Do you guys remember?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We remember that.
So
Adding the
now we
dependencies.
understood. Now we understood what is the automation concept here. So dependency is something before one functionality. He just give an example like one test case, two test case, three test case. Okay, test case one is dependent. If it is pass or fail, then only we can execute test case two. If not, skip. So that the same thing, you will first plan, right, to do that. So in your plan, you should add a column called dependency. Whether that, if you are tracking a sheet called feature sheet, then you should mention the dependency, which feature, which functionality it is dependent on, like that. And when you narrow down to features under test cases, which test cases depend on which test case. And after what feature, this feature particular test case can be executed. So for that, in your tracking sheet, definitely a dependency column should be there. And priority, like severity. Severity in the sense, now you need to verify the login functionality, but in login functionality you have created a test case, positive test case, negative test case, valid test case, valid with invalid, invalid with valid, like different ways are there, right? Which we have discussed about. We have come up with some strategy initially. Do you guys remember from the concepts? So
Yes.
that strategy we will apply here. We will write around 5 test cases. But within that five test cases, which one is severe first priority? First priority is successful login. That is first priority. Then you will play with it, like give a wrong password or wrong mail ID, like that. That play around you can do later. But to continue our project, to go for the next step of the project, what is the basic thing is needed? Successful login. So that should be our first priority test case in our bucket list when we are testing the login functionality. You guys with me? Any confusion here?
Got it.
You can come up if you are, if you feel like we are going out of track or not understanding what we are trying to tell here, you can speak out. I can clarify you for what we are bringing this topic. I'm talking more like real time. These concepts like Guru 99 project, you can sit one day and see whatever they written and then do by yourself. But these concepts won't be there in any of the sites or documents. That's why I'm here to tell you something. That's why I came as a trainer for you. I just don't wanted to tell whatever is written online. I just wanted more you people towards like to adapt the real-time project feeling. So yeah, for that reason, we have to have a tracking sheet here, which she missed. So Varsha, you have to maintain all the test cases as a sheet. Just for your purpose, to understand purpose, I'm asking you to write in that. If you are using any template, it's not a problem, but you have to make sure test ID should be written, and to which feature in the ID itself, it should mention, like it should, by seeing the ID itself, we should understand to which functionality it is linked to. And test steps are written in the test cases, but when you're tracking a test case level as a test scenarios or functionality card, you need to mention the name, that status, that prerequisite, and what status it is in, what is the expected, what is the actual, what is that priority, what is the dependency, all this. So wherever you find comfortable, which template is comfortable by covering all these fields, you can use the template, okay?
Okay.
But this particular template, why I stick to here is, even not even this one. Sushmita written, right, one test case. There she maintained each test case as a one sheet, and each test scenario again she separated in separate format. So likewise, you can go as a hierarchy, even though you don't use any tool. For you, it's simple way to narrow down to your test case. So overall concept is to track. How you're tracking is up to you based on the project.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Now, China, are you fine? Like which template? It's up to you what template you wanted to use. But I wanted so and so things mandatory to be written on the test case. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, you shown that Somati something Susmita, yeah, Susmita template you told that to use that one or Varsha's. Which one is
See,
better to use? I don't.
it's your wish. It's your wish, China. Now the project is
Okay,
yours.
okay, ma'am.
Overall, what I was telling is I need test scenario name, test ID, and test steps. Here she didn't mention the priority and dependency for the test case. Those details also I wanted.
Okay, ma'am.
Priority I wanted, dependency I wanted. If any defect is raised for that particular step, that needs to be seen here itself. Not now,
Okay.
here she mentioned, but to which in the test case level also she should mention, right? Here she
Yes, ma'am.
mentioned 001 is a defect, but in the test case also I wanted to see. For that you need to create another column. Even I mentioned before class also, we need to create a separate column and then relevant row we need to update with the
Okay,
defect
okay,
ID,
ma'am.
the relevant row. For example, in the L, you need to create another column and mention go to that relevant step and then update your defect ID over there.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
So as long as you're maintaining all the needed, what to say, elements, I'm good with any of the template.
Okay.
But mostly, whenever we are using any template, mostly we follow whether it is user. It's not only it should like you should only not able to understand. The others also should understand by seeing your template.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that we will consider into our picture, and we should also consider what they are looking for. Not only a view, what is the content inside, whether it is appropriate to the project or not, whether it is appropriate to the stakeholders, whichever I'm passing this document, whoever I'm passing this document.
Okay, ma'am.
So these things, I'm just giving you subject. Execution wise, it's up to you how you are applying that based on your own, what to say, ability. But overall, this is the main thing. These are the elements we should follow. These are the mandatory things we need to keep in our sheet.
Okay, ma'am.
In my next session, I'm giving a brainstorm for you people now to come up with your own template, but cover all the concepts. What exactly needs to be in that sheet according to the project. In the end, I'll show you. I will come up with my own plan. It's my own plan. It's not that I'm coming with a static one which you have to use like that. I will just show you what I have done with that project.
Okay,
But
ma'am.
before to show, I wanted you people to do brainstorm and do by yourself.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, got it.
Okay. So now, yeah. So one thing, Varsha, you create a separate sheet here
Okay.
and then track all the test cases. Like how I told you now, like first test scenario you have to come up. Under test scenario, all the test cases should be there like that. Okay.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
not that
Anush.
I'm changing completely your format or something. You follow your own format, but add this also. That's it. It's
Okay.
not that, okay, whatever efforts you given are lost or something. This is good. This is fine. But some uh, enhancements needs to be there.
Okay. Okay, Anush.
Now who is next? Who is next? Who are willing to come forward?
Ma'am, I am
Or shall
not
I?
on my PC. That's why I can't show that.
Okay, you can do one
Yeah.
thing, Chinna.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, which functionality you have written test cases?
Like login details, ma'am, for successful login.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now the type story, the type test case, the type defect I have in my tool. How you are going to enter your login functionality test case in that hierarchy of types. You take time, that's okay. If you are saying something, that's fine. If not, I
Okay, ma'am.
can give you inputs. You try
Yeah.
telling something.
Like what we written on that, ma'am, you want that information, like how are the steps going on?
Now you have your test case, right?
Yes, ma'am. For the successful
Uh,
login. Yeah.
Successful login test case you have. You
Yes.
know that dependency, I mean hierarchy, right? That
Yeah.
test case is linked to which functionality? Login functionality. And
Yes.
that login functionality linked to which feature? New customer feature or something,
Yeah.
whichever it is. Okay.
Okay.
And that new customer linked to which main point? It is under manager role.
Yeah.
So the manager role came into which picture? Banking project picture.
Okay.
And banking project is a project. That is the last point, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So now you have a story called under manager role, new customer privileges. This is a story I gave you.
Yeah.
So now you have written a subtask in ClickUp terminology. I mentioned, I gave you task like or story like login functionality for manager role, new customer. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say it's not the appropriate thing, but let's say this is a story I gave you. So now in that, what you will do to enter your test case? First, you have written some test scenarios,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yeah.
So those test scenarios, for example, you have two scenarios. You mentioned first scenario as positive testing on login functionality. Second scenario as negative testing
Negative
on
scenario.
login functionality. So two scenarios, you will create two different subtasks under the task whichever I gave you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, first task you go, and then that is valid one, right? You wanted to create a
Yes.
test case which is successful login.
Successful login. Yeah.
So you will go to the first one, the
Yes.
positive valid one.
Yes.
Under that task, here we are mentioning that as a task in this ClickUp tool. In Zira tool, we mention it as a story. Or under story, we will create another task saying login functionality, something like that. Most of the times, task will only be created by the higher management, who are assigning tasks to you. By taking the task, what story you need to create, what test cases you need to create, it is up to you. So I gave you a task. Under that task, if it is a ClickUp, you need to create a subtask. If it is an Zira, you will create a story. Under story, you will start entering your test cases. So let's say here story means your login functionality is successful login, like valid positive scenarios. Under positive scenarios, you will create a type called test case. Test case, you will write your test case.
From
Any confusion here?
test scenario to test case. Is it?
Here test, likewise, see, it will change. Now
Okay.
test case scenario we are talking about. Now we
Okay.
have only option to create test story either or test case or either defect.
Okay, ma'am.
I
Got it.
have got assigned to a task, but only 3 types I have. So under task, what I create a story, testing story I create. Under testing story, I will create two test cases, naming as positive, negative. Under
Okay.
positive, again you will create another test case called your login for successful functionality test case.
Okay.
So that you can show to the people, okay, this is my story which I'm testing on, which is created for testing story for login functionality, and under which I have created two test scenarios. They did not give a type called test scenario. Mostly in any tool, they give as a test case only. So for
Okay.
that, you created two types. One is positive test case type, another one is negative
Negative,
test case
negative.
type.
Hmm.
And now you go to positive test case type, and then again create another test case, your test case, what you're going to create for positive.
Okay.
Any confusion here?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Got it. Yeah. Clear.
Likewise, now you got in that test case, you got a defect. You will create a defect,
Okay.
type as a defect. Here,
Defect
type as
tracking.
a task, yeah,
Yeah.
for tracking.
Yes.
Understood how you going to make it?
Yes, ma'am. Got it. Thank you. Yes,
Okay. Okay, then Mohita,
Yes, Anuj.
you are in track or any confusion, or
No, no, I'm clear.
you're
Still.
clear, right?
Yeah.
So now let's go to your ClickUps. Now you people will, that day we were thinking, right, way to create a task, way to create a subtask, way to attach our test cases. Now understood, right? So since we are all using the same project, we will come up with some rules. What are the types we have? Only task, subtask. A list we have. In the list, all the functionalities they are mentioning. Under list, we are creating tasks as per our convenient, right? So let me show. Where are others? I think if previously some people also joined, right? Vikas is not there.
no, ma'am.
Sushmita is not.
Only Mohini, I think so, joined and she left.
She
She had
said
some work.
something, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
We
let
three.
them.
We three, ma'am. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, then. Fine. So now let me share my screen. Hmm. Now, first thing I'll go is to list. This is ClickUp tool. I don't know what is tool is. To be frank, I never used ClickUp tool till now. So what I'll do, I don't know anything about this tool. So first thing is, for any tool, there will be a dashboard where they have all related projects. Okay. This is home page. So now I wanted to go to a dashboard. Let's say lists. We'll see where what is written over there. This is on an H&S and this is my dashboard. See, okay, these are the dashboards so they have created. In this, let's say this is banking project. You people are testing only manager role, and this is only your concern about, which is H&S training batch. Let's just consider this as your banking project. This is some other project. This is some other project, but all these applications are related to H&SS. H&SS is our application under which 4 different categories are there. Under which 4 categories, only this categories is ours. So that's why they have created 4 different dashboards. Under 4 different dashboards, we are only concerned with H&SS training batch dashboard. Under this dashboard, we have some lists. Overview we have, lists we have, what are the team we are working on, any calendar events. So all these are we have. We have an option here itself to add a task. And let's see what other options we have. Task, milestone, H&SS, H&SS. They have created like this, but usually we can create, by creating a dashboard itself, there will be options for us. What type of tasks you wanted to see on your dashboard. So they selected these, so we are seeing these. But when they create, if they have any option like to create a task and type as an test case like that, we will see all those types here, okay, in any tool. So now they have created only these kind of options. We are seeing these options. So let's milestones are something like deadlines they mention. So some based on the project, what they do, they will create milestones as a cards like this, whatever they mentioned as milestone. Type as a milestone. Milestone is something like, okay, so on so deadline by next weekend, Sunday, these many functionalities should be deployed. Let's talk about project, not as a test case perspective. Testing is one of the part of the project. So in this milestone, so on so functionalities should be deployed. Likewise, they will mention this milestone. Let's see what happened here. Okay, it's just to create. Okay. So likewise, there are no milestones yet created here. So it's like a timeline. They will give timeline. Within that timeline, whatever the lists are coming to that part, those all list of tasks should be completed by then. So likewise, they will track by their own. Some project managers will be there. They only follow milestones. Okay, milestone, this milestone, whatever are linked. They don't bother whatever linked inside the milestone. They just follow the status of that milestone. What is in which state this milestone is. What is the deadline? So if it is still in progress, it's not in a review status. Then if it is a timeline is a day after tomorrow itself, Sunday itself, then this is going to be a critical position. This particular project is in critical position. Likewise, they will calculate by their own based on the status. When the deployment is on Sunday, definitely the story should be in review or completed in ready for deployment state, something like that. It should not be in progress based on the timeline. Their calculations will be in that way. So the same tool they will also use. They will also have dependency on the list which you created. Still, the level of tracking the project is based on their role. Understood this concept? Why I'm coming up with this topic, you understood?
Yes,
Or
ma'am. Jira
are
board
going
also
out of your?
same, ma'am. Same looks like.
No. Jira board is also same in the sense any tool is same. If you ask me, any tool is same for me. Only thing is whatever are there, we have to analyze what are the types I have. Here in Jira, you usually see test case. Here in the drop down, you see like test case and story and functionality and dashboards like that. In clipboard, ClickUp, you are seeing task, milestone like that. That is the only difference. The terminology will be different, but overall, you need to follow the method which I told you today. So now, initially, you were not introduced to the ClickUp tool, let's say. Now you have the hierarchy which I told you. First, application overall requirement is there, then functionality is there, then the functionalities inside what is there based on the different test scenarios, different stories, different test cases we are seeing, right? So let's keep that into practical way now. Now this is a tool which is came up for us to create our test case. China. So now leave about it, whether it is Jira, whether it is ClickUp. Now I have opened this dashboard. Here overview is there. What are the lists? So I understand these people are tracking functionalities as lists here. This is login functionality. They may also create another task for under manager role functionality. Under manager role, you know, all the 15 will come into picture, right? Under I will create a task now. Let's say this is login functionality, functionality testing something, functionality testing planning they mentioned as. Leave about that task. For our project, let's say what we can do. We have the requirement document. I will create a document saying, okay, this is what I created a task, and there are some options. Let's explore them. This is a task. See, here again, I see what type you wanted to create, right? We have an option called task, milestone, H&SS, H&SS. If it is Zira, it will show test case, story, and defect. Many types will be there. Based on their requirement, they will create. While creating dashboard itself, this is not something which we are seeing static way. This will change. This so and so drop down what we are seeing, it will change. Let's say if I'm creating new dashboard, I can give some other also, but those options which I'm planning to create should be there in that software. Maybe in this software what we are using, they are providing only these two types. Understood? If I want some other types, I will switch to Zira, like test case, more into like user preferences, user like a feature should be should be able to understand easily like that. If they think, they take Zira. Zira in the Zira, we will see like test cases, story, functionality, like that types. Here I have only option whether to create milestone or tasks. Milestone, as per the name itself, I already explained you what is milestone and to which category it comes into. So now as a testers, we need to create a task only, because on the task only, we can write our test cases. Understood so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now if I'm giving you Zira tool also, based on the project, based on the software, you decide what type you need to give. If it is already predefined, you need to follow that. If you are the person need to predefine, then this is the process. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
But don't worry, most of the projects, they already have a specified format which they're following. If in case, if you are the senior resource deployed like that, then you should also know this, all the concepts. Okay.
Okay.
So now I'll create a task. The next thing is, what is their assignee? To whom I wanted to assign this? I wanted to assign it to me first thing. Let me say me. I just wanted to assign to Satya. And the next thing is see due date. What is the due date on this? I will give next. This is a manager functionality which has a 15 features and our project deadline is, let's say 31st. So I don't want it to keep until 31st because deployment should happen on 31st. So I just wanted to give 1 week before for that. So I will give 22 as a deadline for this. Okay. That's it. And then the next thing what I'm seeing here is set priority. See, what is the priority for this? I know it is a big functionality. Without that functionality, we can't even deploy. This functionality should definitely be completed, right? Urgent when I keep, I still have time, right? Till 31st, I have time. I'll be able to complete this, all the functionalities within 2 weeks of time. But there is some red flags where we have to finish within 3 days or something like that. That time I will set the priority to urgent. If you open Zira, there you will see like uh, this priority like high, normal, low. These are the normal terminologies, common terminologies in any of the tool, but there it will be like blocker and like that priorities will be severities, priorities, all the fields will be there also based on the need of your task which you are creating. The likewise you need to, based on the time you are creating, based on the criticality of that functionality, you will select this. So now I will create to high. This functionality is playing major role in our project, so I'm giving as high. Okay, and then what is there? Edit tags. Tags are nothing but search a new, create a new. Okay, I will edit for login functionality. Is it coming here? No, no tags created. Any tags created for this? I think while creating, they didn't create any tag for this. Let's create here. Manager role. Okay, fine. I wanted to create a new. Is there any option here? No. Okay. There is no button or something.
Please
Now,
enter, ma'am. Yeah.
enter I did, but it should, when we hover, it should show, right? It is not showing. Let's see. Once we get inside, we may be able to see. Let's see that. Custom fields. What fields I wanted in the task? Here, what already there? Do you remember, like we were having an option inside the tasks to create something? Likewise, I have created a text field that day. So now we are in the same project. So it is showing that text which is already created. If you wanted to add, for example, whatever we are writing in the uh, Excel, right? What we are writing? Test case ID we are writing, right? Do you remember? Now let's give okay. So I wanted to add test case ID, something like that. Since this is a functionality card, I will not write test case ID as it. I will write ID, functionality ID. I clicked to enter, so it is created. Okay, let it be. Okay, let's see here. So in this list, what is there? Hmm. We have created already. Okay, fine. So now I think the fields which we can already predefine when we are creating, since we lost that, so let's go inside. So this is the task we have. This is the list of, under list, we have created a new task. So now what I do under this, I'll add a subtask. Under manager functionality, we have new customer. Delete customer. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
And what else we have under banking manager role?
For the mini statement, you can try.
Mini statement under which this one only? Something. China, do you have access to ClickUp?
I am on another PC, ma'am. That's why.
No, not now, not right now.
Yeah, I have the
I
access, ma'am.
I will
Yes.
assign this to you.
Okay, ma'am.
I just want one thing from you is from the requirement document.
Okay.
Why it is not? Okay, got it. So I'm assigning this to you. You probably get an email. I
Okay, ma'am.
wanted all the 15 under customer role to be added as a task here. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, got it.
Now this new customer initially I have assigned to someone, right? Whom to I assign?
Here it was empty showing. Assign it to.
That's what. Initially three modules I have given to someone, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So likewise, I just want that list, or you people can assign it to by yourself. By I will assign this functional to all of you people.
Ma'am, it
So
was going
based
to end in 1 minute.
mm, join back once. This is not Varsha's test case.
Ma'am, we can't hear your voice. You were talking. Yeah.
No, I'm not talking. Sorry.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so now what I'm trying to do here is under new customer, since what is the purpose of creating this subtask? This is a functionality, right? Under new customer, we are going to create different test cases. So I'm just thinking how I can. Why is this not scrolling down? Hmm. So so fields are something which should point our tracking elements, which I said to identify new customer and to enter something about the new customer functionality. What are the mandatory things needs to be added? Whatever columns you are creating, those should be like a fields here. Okay. So test case ID is this. Next, I will add another test type text saying test description. Another test field called Description I will write here, like 1 point, 2 point, something like that. Another one is test case, test description, test steps. Another one, what else we have? Prerequisites, right?
Yes.
So all we are trying to enter here. So whatever we are tracking in an Excel, this is replacement of Excel only, right? So whatever we are trying to track in an Excel, everything should be updated here like this in this specified format. Okay. So here some custom fields are there. We are creating as per our things. But normally, since you're already attaching attachments here, I would suggest only priority, status, and dependencies, prerequisites, test data, all these to be added here. Okay. Since this is a new customer task, here you no need to create. Here you only need to create a status, what you are going to track from this task. But here we do not have any option to create a subtask, right? We are not able to create a subtask here. That's where I'm thinking. Under the task, we should be able to create a task.
Ma'am, already you have created subtask, ma'am. This is the subtask you created, like new customer, delete customer, mini statement.
So there is no option for us to create any things under the subtask here then.
No, ma'am. Yeah.
Then we have to come up with something. See, even icons also we have to select while creating a task. For task, they have used that. For test case, what can be used? Let's think. In general, ClickUp, they are using task purposes, right? So it's like they will create tasks and assign to people and then make it done and come back. It's not that like they will create test cases and all. So now that's the reason they're only creating tasks. So better instead of, I was thinking in a format that under task, I want all test cases to be attached as a tasks. But here in ClickUp, we do not have that option. So as per the tool, we need to go. So we need to adapt this tool and based on that, we need to work. So we have only way to finish this task is we will create subtasks under new manager role, how many we have, and each task we wanted to follow. So in this task, the main things are we need to see is first we will write the description for what we are writing the description for what we are going to achieve with the new customer. All the things will come into this picture in this description. And then what we do, we will prepare an Excel for all the relevant test cases, right? So that test cases we will attach here with a Word document, uploaded test results. Then we will come back to this task and then either it is to do or in progress or done, we will mark as per the status. So this is the tool. That's why we are adapting and formatting our test case in this format. If it is in Zira or some other tool, bug tracking tool, there will be an option for us to attach test cases under the story. And under the story, we will have options to create tasks, subtasks, test cases, and then defects. So based on our requirement, we keep creating and then we keep adding everything. Here they're just giving you option to create some fields and then like in the field type drop down is there, many things are there. So those things for this particular new customer, whatever are needed, we will just add them. Description we will add, and test steps are not required here. So let's read that. We will delete this. There is no option to delete here. Okay. Oh, okay. I can delete from here. Test steps, test description, everything you will write in the Excel format, right? Okay. Test prerequisite is also not required here. This is not a test case. This is a task. So on a task, what we need? Status or dependency. To complete this task, what needs to be there and all. So this dependency also, if it is not needed, for example, apt one is description. We will write the description for what this task is created. Okay. Okay, let's go to that our task now. Okay, let's refresh this. See, automatically you see only description here. So when you open here, you will write the description for what this new customer, what and all you wanted to check. That is called acceptance criteria. So you will write the acceptance criteria from the document, whichever you have gone through, right? Requirement document, whatever related to the new customer, everything you will put it here. And then whatever the test cases you created in your Excel, that you will attach here. And whatever the test results you created for those test cases, you will again upload here. Understood?
Yes.
Understood?
Yes.
No, if you have any confusions or we gone out of track, just let me know. I will give you clarity for what we are coming up with this.
Yeah, sure.
So we created a task. Now you people need to work on this. That's why I'm clearly explaining you people. Now, Chinna, first thing you do is create all 15 things which comes under manager functionality here. And I have given you list whom to work on which things right here. So now you people all are working on Guru 99 project that I already know. You are downloading the plan, you are downloading the test cases and you are executing them. So all the things, if at all you have for new customer, attach here. If you have for delete customer, attach here. Overall, the plan, if you open the plan of Guru 99, definitely they will cover all these things. If they're covering anything related to new customer, that thing, whatever the test cases you created for that should come under this. And
Mm.
whatever you created test cases for delete customer that should upload here under the delete customer task, subtask. Under the mini statement, whatever you have written, those things, those related test cases, those related test scenarios. For example, in this functionality story they have created, right? For example, let's open this. Under these tasks, okay. Now all are working on Guru 99 projects. Let's keep all our works in at one place. That manager role, and the other task I'll create customer role. So whatever you worked under the customer role should come under customer role functionality task as a subtask. Whatever you worked on manager role should come under the manager role. Now Chinna's test cases, these all, that's fine. Just keep it here. Whatever you attached here, I will open Sushmita's. She worked on manager something, right? Funds transfer something she worked on. Did she uploaded anything? No. She only kept this one in progress.
Only Varsha, I think so. She attached.
Someone attached, right?
Varsha, ma'am.
I attached it. Word document also I have attached.
Mhm. Okay, here someone I can see. Who's this? Mohita. I'll download this. So she worked on test case 1 and test case 2, which are related to what? Did she mention anything? Test conditions reviewed by
Log out and change password, Anush.
review comments from Guru 99 version. Okay. Change password functionality she written. And change password functionality comes under login functionality, which is under manager role again, right? So now what she needs to do, she will go to the list, banking project, and then go to the anything. Normally she can create new one also, login functionality as another task. Anyhow, for login functionality, we have already created a task. There itself she can add, that's fine. But after login functionality, if she did something about the new customer, then that upload should come here. Understood? Now see different subtasks we have. This is the same project under the same here they mentioned as H&SS training batch, but in general what we are working on Guru 99 project. So under Guru 99 project, one functionality is login functionality, another one is banking manager role, and then customer role. Now I'll create. So whatever is the plan for you, whatever are the test cases you have written, it's no matter what you have done, but what we need to do here is we need to attach as per the card which we have here. If for let's say Mohita is worked on some manager role, login functionality she worked on, right? So under the login functionality, she added her test cases into the login functionality, but named it as Mohita's test cases. But in a real case, what she need to write, the test case name she need to write, or test scenario name she need to write here, okay, as a description. So that under login functionality, we could see change password functionality here. Okay. So Mohita's what I'll write instead of test case review, what I'll write, change password functionality. She tested, right? Change password functionality she tested. So I will write that name it as like that. Now, Mohita, not only Mohita worked on change password functionality, maybe Varsha also added some test cases to change password functionality as per her plan. So add here, that Excel you need to add here in this change password functionality. Okay. So whoever is writing change password functionality under login functionality, all the test cases should be attached under this particular task. Understood?
Got it, ma'am.
You got okay. Now, Varsha, what test cases you have uploaded here? With what functionalities?
Manager, manager role,
Mini statement, right?
mini statement, and balance inquiry. Both I
So
have done.
these three should go under this functionality card, which is manager. You have attached now. I mean, now you have attached in a correct way as per our instructions, but as per the hierarchy, where it should go under, it should go under manager functionality task, right? Under manage functionality, you need to add those tasks, whatever you have written, mini statement, those
Okay.
things, and then attach appropriate Excel to the appropriate task again. Okay,
Okay.
understood? And
Okay.
accordingly, you need to add the descriptions here. Normally, this feels predefined. It will be based on the project, what needs to be there, those only they will add by opening that subtask. Automatically, you see like how we were seeing initially. Since we deleted, we have removed all those things. So those are not appearing here. So now you can add here like a priority, all these things into come into picture here again for this subtask. Got it? Now you remove them from the Varsha's test case or keep it if you wanted, that's okay. But as per the project, you need to add them under the mini statement, test case and a mini statement, delete customer, test case and a delete customer, like that. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Anushka.
So since we are using ClickUp, this is the process we are invoked as per the project. If you are using Jira, again that hierarchy will be different. Functionality stories will be there instead of lists here, and under functionalities again stories will be there. Under stories again test cases will be there, like that. Got it? This is how you need to track your project. And in the upcoming classes, what we do, we will check how you're doing your Guru 99 project. Though they send day by day like tracking emails, like day one what you need to do, day two what you need to do. Based on that, we will invoke that into our picture and then track in a generic manner. Everyone have to come up with a test plan. That's fine. Once test plan is ready and once we finalized, we will assign certain functionalities to certain people. If you already worked on, no worry. Just add your functionality execution results in the appropriate manner. That's what I wanted. So far, you might have already completed Guru 19 project in all the versions. So just that we need to track them in an format in the ClickUp. Got it? So China, for you, I have given you, right? Under manager, you need to create all the subtasks. And
Okay.
Mohita, I will assign this to you. Customer functionality, add all the sub functionalities here under customer functionality. Okay.
Okay, Anushka.
Once you created, right, this main thing you assign to everyone, whoever is there, because everyone needs to add the test cases, right?
Okay.
Mahesh
Vikash.
and Vikas, Chinna is there here? Chinna, Mohini, Sai, Vikas, Varsha. Okay. In that way, we will get some clarity. Okay, this functionality test cases, these many are there. Now I think definitely we will get duplicates because everyone worked on the same thing. If at all you didn't follow what I have assigned to you, that's fine. Like, but while attaching, I mean, like what I'm trying to say here, I know like all of you worked on all the functionalities here, but whatever are assigned to you previously, those only you will upload here. Understood? Whatever test cases you have written for that login should go under this login functionality. I think most probably most of you people have worked on for functionality for login only. If I'm wrong, only some from some I'm hearing like mini statement and all, but
As
make
from
sure
login
eh,
functionality only. Yes.
make sure at least whatever I have assigned, three tasks I have assigned to each one of you, right? You remember those tasks? For Chinna, I have assigned 3 modules. For
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Varsha, I
ma'am.
have assigned.
At
So
the
make
starting.
sure at least those 3 been worked and then attached here in the ClickUp. The other project, whatever you worked on, that's well and good. You have the test cases list, everything. You already have your own task here. You attach this for this for now, but this is not how this should be. These reviews should not come here. I will move them to another task, says task, another task I will create and then move all of these to there. But for login functionality, whichever come into picture, you create name as that. Assign it to your name. So that, okay, by opening this is being worked by Mohita. Like that, I will understand. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, if you not understanding the assignment or what we are going or are we in sync or not, just let me know. I will give you more clarity on that. It's nothing but we are going out of track or something. What we have done so far, we are just discussing how we can keep as a group format, as a team format. Since we are a team, since you people work individually in your own sheets till now, you just upload it for my review. That's it. So far, this is what happened in our training. But now we came to a next stage called real time stage. In real time, if this is really a project which we are tracking in a ClickUp, how we are managing it. This is what we are discussing today. Okay.
Okay.
Now, how many of you completed Guru 99 project? Like everyone completed few parts like that only, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
But when you're completing few parts, do you have test plan ready with you according to the requirement doc? Or you downloaded from Guru, the test plan? I think they send on day 2 or day 3, right? Test plan. First, go through all the day 1, day 2, day 3 emails which triggered to you by Guru 99. You will understand what I'm trying to ask you here today. Okay. So my next class, I will reciprocate that Guru 99 based on the assignments which I have assigned to you people. It's good that if you completed all the projects modules, it's good, well and good. It is also good if you have completed the certain modules which I have assigned to you. Okay. Fine then. Any doubts, any confusions which you wanted to open up? Like
How,
we are
how,
going out of track, or you're not understanding today what happened. I don't know what to do now. Like these small questions.
how many subtext I should create, ma'am, under the manager? Like,
How many ever we have in the requirement document?
okay, ma'am. Got it.
And the other one to whom I have assigned Varsha or Mohita.
Mohita, I think so. Okay.
And Mohita, you understood, right? What subtasks you need to create under which?
Yeah, for
And assign.
customer.
And now the team will come into picture. Whichever I have assigned previously, I will check in WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Based on that,
I pinged you, Anusha. In the
you
group,
have that. You have that list.
yeah, in the group I have.
If you have that list, right, based on tasks which you are creating, assign it to that appropriate person. Okay,
Okay.
understood what I'm trying to say?
But
Yeah.
Anusha, in general, if I get any job, in there they will create the task, or do we need to create the tasks?
Now whatever's the screen, most probably if you're going as a 2 years or 1 year like that, if you have seniors or it's a well created project, well estimated project, well deployed project like that, they all have a specific format already by then you go there, by then you join there. Like for them, if they are following ClickUp, they clearly mention, they already mention like, okay, task, these are the tasks we have. These are the tasks you need to work on. You directly go to the task, create your subtask, and then attach your test results. If it is Zira, they will assign you a story. And to understand what story is about, they will have that interlinks to which functionality, to which feature, to which requirement they're talking about in that story itself. And you read that story and you follow those links and then create your own test case under the story. Or you create a task saying the test cases writing, something like that. You will create your own task. Under task, you will create your test cases like that.
Okay.
So overall, whoever it is, in whichever project it is, it's your role to understand what is the hierarchy they're following. According to that, you need to adopt that hierarchy and then add your own. Most probably these field types and all, by creating dashboard itself, they follow. Here, I think by creating dashboard, they just created task and something. But when they are creating, they will, since again, tracking tool means there will be different purposes of tracking tools, right? Some, for example, if it is an school, how they track like English, what happened, Telugu, what happened. If it is an mall, what they follow, okay, so on so products sold, so on so products sold, like that. So accordingly, click up whatever the tasks they are creating. They create, like, for example, they may have 10 resources out there. So for Chinna, they assigned take care of the training. For Varsha, they assigned track the recordings, like that. So you will see your task and add whatever you worked on, like that. For that purpose, like whatever we are tracking. Clear with your answer?
Yes, Anusha.
If at all they don't create also, you should be in a position that if in case you are deploying as a single resource, as a QA resource, if they insist you to use some tool, whenever they mention like use this tool, definitely it will be predefined types. Just go through those types and then go add your test cases accordingly.
Okay.
If they're not insisting, it's in a general method, you can follow your templates, your own templates, by considering all the fields in your own Excel.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay then, what's time over there now? 11:30 something.
Yes, 11:30.
Good, yeah. You people are giving more
10:35, ma'am.
efforts.
Here.
Aiyo. Okay. Good, good. These efforts won't get wasted. These are definitely make sense. When you go after 5 years and look back, you will definitely don't feel regret with these efforts, what you're
Yeah.
making.
Yeah.
So cool. It's time for you people to sleep. Go sleep and then open laptops tomorrow and then continue your tasks.
Happy Women's Day, ma'am. Varsha and
Thank you.
Mohit also.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Happy
you.
Women's Day all.
Thank you.
Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day.
Oh, someone is there.
Okay then. Bye.
Okay, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a
Good
good
night.
day.
Yeah.
Bye.